හෙළ සිරිතට මුල් තැන දෙමින් සාම්ප්‍රදාන කූලව ප්‍රභාෂ්වරීය පහන්සිරු දල්වන්නට අපි ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කරන්නේ මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපේ විශේෂ ආරාධනය පිළිගෙන මෙම ස්ථානට සම්ප්‍රාප්ත වුණු කම්කරු කොමසාරිස්තුමිය නදීකා වටලියද්ද මැතිණියට ලංකා බැංකු සේවක සංගමේ සභාපති චන්න දිසානායක සහෝදරයාට වගේම ප්‍රධාන ලේකම් රංජන් සේනානායක සහෝදරයාට භාණ්ඩාගාරික දිලීප හෙට්ටිආරච්චි සහෝදරයාට සමස්ත ඉන්දිය බැංකු සේවක සම්මේලනයේ ප්‍රධාන ලේකම් සීඒ වෙන්කටචාලම් සහෝදරයාට වගේම සභාපති BS රාම්බාබු සහෝදරයාට ලෝක වෘත්තීය සමිති සම්මේලනයේ උපසභාපති අමරජිත් කවුර් සහෝදරයාට NUB මැලේසියා ප්‍රධාන ලේකම් ජේ සොලමන් සහෝදරයාට යුනි ග්ලෝබල් යුනියන් ආසියා ශාන්තිකර කලාපීය අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජයශ්‍රී ප්‍රියලාල් සහෝදරයාට FIEUN නේපාල් ප්‍රධාන ලේකම් බිකේෂ් ශේෂ්ත්‍රා සහෝදරයාට අපි තාමත්ම සහෝදරාත්මක ආරාධනා කරනවා සම්ප්‍රදාන කුලව පොල් තෙල් පාන් දැල්වීම සඳහා. දල්වන ලැබූ පහන්වටි ශක්තිය හෙට දවසේ ආලෝකයක්ම වේවායි හදවතින්ම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා සියලුම ආරාධනාවන්ට අපත් සමගතල් බැඳ ගැනීම පිළිබඳව.
Next, I would like to invite Comrade Amarjeet Kawur, the Vice President of World Federation of Trade Union and General Secretary, All India Trade Union Congress, to join us on this stage.
Members of the Presidium, our fraternal delegates, and all the delegates, brothers and sisters, and media persons. I'm really very happy to be here to greet this 15th National Delegates Conference of Ceylon Bank Employees Union under the slogan Resilience Through Unity. I heard very carefully welcome address of Comrade President and the issues he raised and the struggles of CBEU he mentioned about and the understanding of working class struggle and working for the people of the country, for the nation. We in WFTU treat our CBEU as a very important affiliate. So it was decided that WFTU must be present here. I was given responsibility to represent. I also at present representing my own country, AITUC also. When we are meeting here, war is going on. People felt relief when there was some kind of peace talks. But for last 3 days, once again, escalation is there. As WFTU, as the working class, we never want wars. Wars and conflicts are always against workers, against farmers, against our common citizens, against especially the developing economies. We don't know what further is going to happen, but definitely we stand for peace and we don't stand for wars. We know that the armament industry benefits most. We also know the wars are created by the imperialist powers. We know that they want to divide the nation, want to capture the natural resources of nations. They want to squeeze the economy of developing countries. So especially we who come from the developing countries, those countries never want war. Neither the workers, farmers, the common citizens within the countries where imperialists and the world capitalists are ruling. So war is in the interest of world capitalism, in the interest of imperialism, as opposed to the people of all the countries. WFTU stood with the people of Palestinians. We extend our support to them. We stand with the people of Cuba, and present-day signature campaign is going on. Cuba is not alone. We stand by all those who are fighting within their countries for the rights of the workers, rights of farmers, and even those countries who are struggling against their own capitalist governments. So we don't want conflicts outside. We neither want conflicts inside. Your president, while speaking, did mention we may be belonging to various cultures, various languages, various ethnicities, but we work together. We look at ourselves as a workforce, people of our country, citizens of our country. So that is the situation worldwide. So there are internal conflicts which are not in our favor. There are regional conflicts which are not in our favor. There are international conflicts which are not in our favor. We basically want peace and harmony. I submitted a written speech. I am limiting here just to save the time, not going into all the issues which are raised in the speech. But definitely 2-3 things which have come suddenly when I heard your Labour Commissioner, Madam Nadika. You see, in most of the countries, in the name of changing labor laws, the control on trade unions is being developed. I'm just cautioning from WFTU and even cautioning from India, because she mentioned in India the labor courts ultimately they have notified, and they have notified the rules also in this month of May. So what is the experience of India and the different countries where labor reforms are being projected to benefit more to the corporates and to the employers and taking away the rights of workers? This is happening. I am cautioning you. You people worked for change in your country to have a progressive government, and definitely you said you are not working for political parties. Yes, we are not political parties. We are labor movements. We are trade union movements. But definitely being part of our nation, being the productive forces, being the forces which serve our nation in different ways, we are concerned who should rule us. What should be their policies? What should be their attitude towards workers and other sections of the society? What should be their approach to harmony and unity of the people? What should be their approach to the imperialist powers? Naturally, because this all impacts us in our workplaces, in our work fields, on our rights. It impacts. So we do play a role whenever required to come on the streets so that the country moves in a progressive direction. But definitely we are not political parties, but we are defenders of not only human rights of workers, human rights of all citizens of our respective countries. And from that point of view, I would like to say that these wars are not for our developing economies, global south. The conflicts within are not like that. And capitalism is under crisis, and they are not able to come out of recession. That is why they are imposing wars and conflict. And now they want to tame, to cripple, to harm the trade union movement in every country. And these labor reforms agenda is coming from IMF and World Bank, from international finance capital, to make the changes which favor the foreign capital, make the changes which favor the corporates within the countries, the private sector within the countries. We are not against reforms. World is changing. Technology is changing. Science is bringing new things. Definitely, the workplace is also having changes. New types of workers are coming up, and we have to address them. We are never against labor reforms for the betterment in the new challenges for the labor, for the betterment to defend their rights. But we are not in the name of labor reforms to take away our rights. It's more than 150 years battle of the working class the world over, beginning from the struggle of 8 hours working day, which the workers all over the world fought, and the workers of Chicago shed their blood on the streets. That is where the red flag was born. So the workers have been fighting in respective countries, achieving rights in their own countries. Ultimately, when ILO came, through tripartism, lot was achieved. So we have to be very cautious. Madam is not here. I should have told her. I will convey her. I will get the telephone number from here. Do not follow the labor codes which Indian government has brought. You talked about tripartism. We welcome it. We are very happy to hear that tripartism is being respected here. In India and the neighboring country, tripartism is being done away with. For last 11 years, no Indian labor conference could happen. And this is the scene in many of the countries. You chose to have a change in your country. So in the new dispensation, let them not take those positions which other countries are taking to dump the tripartism or to bring in labor law changes which go against workers. Definitely platform workers need to be addressed. Gig workers need to be addressed. They have to be treated as workers. But you cannot, in the name of making changes for them, take away our existing rights which we fought and we got. And that's why I am cautioning you as far as that is concerned. We would definitely want our trade unions of Sri Lanka to know from the neighboring country trade unions how those labor codes are damaging. They are taking away our right to strike. They are taking away our right of 8 hours for which the battle began in 1886. So the various, I don't have time, that's why I'm not going into detail. But I mentioned you 2 things. They are even the Trade Union Act which we achieved in 1926, legalizing the trade unions in India. They have even dumped that Trade Union Act. So several legislations are dumped into 4 codes. So when you go for tripartism on that issue, we have been advising from WFTU, share with each other, understand from each other what kind of labor law reforms are being brought, so that you are very careful what comes in your own country to defend your labor rights. Second issue which got raised from her speech was about digital platforms. Yes, science technology is advancing. We need so many things on online and digital platforms. But if the digital platforms are opaque, if the digital platforms are created that there is no direct connectivity and you refuse to talk to them physically, you refuse to take their application physically if the digital platform is not working, you refuse to answer whatever complaint is made on digital platform, and you just dump it and you don't reply. We are facing it already in several countries. The working class is facing. And from neighboring country, I'm telling you, all these so-called digital platforms are against our informal economy worker, unorganized sector worker. Qualified worker knows how to use it. But still, if the system is opaque, your highly qualified workforce will also not be able to utilize it. So both the things which were raised, I'm just cautioning every country where this discussion is going on, we are cautioning them. Learn from the countries where already these things are imposed. What are the lacunas? What are the weaknesses? So that you are alert enough to handle those things. I'm very sure you represent the working class along with several trade unions with whom you have friendly relations of various sectoral unions. You will definitely in your country play your important role with a great history for almost 83 years. And while greeting from WFTU, I understand that CBEU will further flourish. This 15th delegate conference of CBEU definitely has begun successfully, will conclude successfully. I am very sure. I also wish that your understanding and approach to international solidarity has always been valued by WFTU. In the coming days, that international solidarity of the working class, you will further be adding your efforts into that, being a proud chapter of an international organization. We all have to be aware, the WFTU came in 1945, in the background when fascism was defeated. Whole population on this planet had a sigh of relief, but we have to be aware, fascists are raising their head in different countries. as capitalism is failing to handle itself, they are adopting the methods of fascism. That's why attack on trade unions is coming. That's why pressure on various countries is coming in a very different kind of modes and models. Oh, go for labor reforms, go for labor reforms. Yes, we are for labor reforms, but not anti-labor reforms. In the end, I would say it was long battle of the working class everywhere. Ultimately, UN system had to declare workers' rights are human rights. And when we talk of human rights, it's not only trade union rights, it's the rights of all citizens on this planet. And for that point of view, it becomes important and significant that we further strengthen international solidarity, we further strengthen our World Federation of Trade Unions, and we draw strength from all our friends from all over the world when we fight within our own nations to defend our rights. So this is a common scenario, attack on trade unions, common scenario, privatization, disinvestment and sale of public sector and public services. There is a common scenario, they try to create conflicts within the society so that the progressive movements are defeated. There is a common scenario that wars and conflicts in various parts of the world is happening and it is ultimately harming us. If the fuel prices will rise, prices of essential commodities will rise, and the first people to serve are workers who are wealth producers, workers who work in fields and factories, workers who are organized sector, workers who are informal economy sector, our farming community, and our common people of our countries. So with these words, definitely with great hope that with the success of CBEU conference and with your deliberations, further will inspire other sections of unions also. From WFTU, once again, many, many congratulations on this occasion of 15th National Delegates Conference of CBEU. Success to you. Thank you very much, comrades.